brand. They're going to put all of that integrity back into your locks for ridiculous hair every single day of the week. Now, what you're going to be bringing home tonight when you get it in the mail from hopefully the cutest male person ever.
Right.
First of all, you get this like faux leather case that looks like the sweetest little vanity.
That's
like
so nice.
What kind of treasures could be on the inside? And I'm glad you asked, because when you open it up, first of all, you'll not only get your hairdryer, which I'll show you that in a second, you're gonna be getting your diffuser, you're gonna be getting your styling concentrator, and then you're also gonna be getting your smoothing nozzle. So 3 attachments. You're even gonna be getting this little mat that you can lay your dryer on, so it is a little slip proof on your vanity. All of this, along with your choice of color and a hairdryer, is a value that you can only find here at Beauty IQ. And what's great about that is, when we think about Beauty IQ, think about how much it costs you to go and get a blowout. Like, it is a very special occasion for a lot of us, maybe once a year if we're lucky. The case, the accessories, the dryer should be more expensive, but we've got it for a fabulous deal. And we have special financing, which you can pay for over 9 months for $44.33, which is awesome. If you want to go ahead and head on over to Beauty IQ, you can place your order for that right now. The white and the silver option, which I have in my hands, is going to ship out August 30th. But the iron and the fuchsia that Susie has can ship out right now.
They're friends.
So
They're
may I
best
have your
friends.
attention, please? We're going to kick off our first tutorial with Drenched to Date Night.
Oh, please. Christy Cosgrove is our master stylist at Dyson.
Hi,
Will you please help Alicia out, because girlfriend needs some help?
Yes. So Alicia here is drenched. We are going to take Alicia into a day look, which is going to be a rough dry, easy breezy, takes no time at all, 3 to 5 minutes. And then once we're done with our day look, I'm going to show you how to transition that into more of a date night look. Okay? And I agree with the ladies, Courtney and Susie. If I had a dime for every time that one of my guests said to me, "I wish you could come home with me," that's why we're here tonight. We're actually going to show you how you can do this all on your own, so you don't have to take your stylist home with you. What I'm using is absolutely no concentrator right now. I'm just going to let the blow dryer take up as much area as it can, blowing the air all over. I'm concentrating on the root area first. That's going to set that foundation, give lots of lift and volume, so that at the end, she's going to have a very voluminous look. Once we have our root area nice and dry, we're going to move then down through the mid-lengths and ends. One thing I want to point out, this blow dryer is beautiful and powerful. I love this. I use it in my salon every day. You can see what I'm using right now is medium heat and medium air setting. You see that? Get that in the camera. It's such a powerful dryer. I find that for most of my guests that come into the salon, a medium heat and medium air is really all that I need. I don't have to take it up to super high.
So
I know.
I want to touch on what Christy's talking about with the heat settings and all the good stuff. So everybody knows what is sort of different about this hair dryer. So it's not just your regular hair dryer just because it looks cool and it looks different.
Yeah.
There's actually, everybody, a computer system built into this. So it's almost like if your smartphone turned into a hair dryer.
Yes.
That's what this is. And here's what the computer system does. When you're drying your hair, Courtney, okay, this is wild. When you're drying your hair and you're going like around,
all over,
okay, it knows how hot your hair is getting and will adjust the temperature so you do not overheat your hair. It is sensing the heat. Yes, there's a heat sensor inside. So as you're blow drying your hair, like Christy's doing over there, it's not the same temperature every time. It changes 20 times every second, because when you're blow drying your... Yes, because look at Christy. Christy's doing what we're all doing. I'm getting crazy over here. Christy's doing what we're all doing, which is blow drying all over the place, and every second she's in 20 different spots. So this, the built-in heat control, measures the temperature 20 times every second and will change as often as it needs to.
You know what's so great about
Okay.
this? And Christy, you can feel free to chime in on this. It kind of goes back to the question that I asked you tonight, like when we went on air, about the air and the force that comes out of the dryer.
Yes.
Like I can't tell you how many times, like even growing up at a hair salon, I would hear some woman say, please don't use that dryer on me. I've got fine textured hair. My hair can't handle it. Or, you know, you feel like you have coarse hair and you need the hottest dryer possible. Like the fact that any kind of texture hair can use this and still get the hair dry, like this custom blowout, is crazy.
Christy, can you speak to the speed too? Because that's why actually we start with this demonstration, is because of the speed. So you're gonna notice right away that you're gonna dry your hair in minutes, and I don't mean 20 minutes.
Yeah.
No,
I mean, like singleton minutes, like 8 minutes, 5 minutes. Like don't be shocked, right, Christy?
Absolutely. So depending upon the texture and thickness of your hair, you're going to definitely cut your blow dry time in half. But in the salon, I have a lot of guests that come in because they have super thick, coarse hair, and they don't want to blow it dry. It takes too long. It hurts their shoulder or their arm. I can take a client who used to be an hour, trust me, with mega hair, and I have her finished in 15 minutes, which is easier for me and my guest. But the beautiful thing, not only is her hair dry that much faster, but it's shinier, it's healthier. This dryer is for any and every hair texture. It dries hair with a very low heat setting. Even at its highest setting, it's still lower than any other blow dryer. And that low heat is what's gonna keep the hair healthy and major shine.
I think we've been going on Alicia for, is it 6 minutes? I mean,
Yeah.
when she was drenched, her,
And she's got thick hair.
right?
She has a ton of hair. Yes, we've been doing this for a while now, Alicia and I.
Christy,
and
while you're
it's
there, we
amazing.
had a question on Facebook. Like,
Sure.
as a stylist, what brushes do you recommend? Like, if it's a rough dry versus, I mean, we'll be talking about date night momentarily, but what kind of brushes should we have in our arsenal?
That is a great question, and actually something that I was going to touch upon right now. There are so many different types of brushes. The bristles are different. The material that the brush is actually made of. It depends on your type of hair and what you're trying to do. If you're going to smooth hair out and you want something that is going to add a little bit of moisture and smooth the hair, you're going to want to look for a natural fiber brush, something that has boar's hair bristles. If you have hair that's maybe finer textured or straight and you're looking to put shape into it, you're going to want to find a brush that has a metal middle. What will happen is the heat of the blow dryer will actually heat up this metal middle, and it'll act almost like a curling iron, setting the curl into the hair.
Yeah.
So that's what we're going to do on Alicia next. You can see this is her blowout, which is amazing. Like never before could you take a blow dryer and just rough dry someone and have them look ready
It looks
to go
finished.
out.
It looks
really does look-
finished. It doesn't.
This
you-
is no
you
brush.
could-
We
you
didn't
could
use
run-
a brush.
Right. You could run out the door in this. This is from completely wet to completely dry.
In 6 minutes.
In 6 minutes.
Yeah.
And the other thing is, like, this is how I want to wear my hair every day.
Right.
And I mean, how many times do you get a phone call, like, you know, for, hey, change of plans.
Yeah,
We're doing this.
yeah,
Or, hey,
yeah.
change of plans. Would you like to go get chips and salsa? And it's like,
and you're like, yeah.
yeah, I can meet you there in an hour. And then the panic that sets in, because like ordinarily you'd be like, it takes an hour
Yeah.
to style my hair.
Yeah.
We're 10 minutes in the show, and we started 4 minutes in drying her hair.
Yeah.
So that was her hair from drenched now today. But now
Yes.
we got to get serious about date night, Christy.
Absolutely. Hopefully your husband comes home and says, hey, I'm going to take you out to dinner. It's been a great day. Or your
Yes.
boyfriend calls. You're going to take this day look, and what we're going to do is we're going to concentrate on the top layer. If we have time to do every section, fire away. But what I'm going to do is show you how to take a real quick rough dry and make it even faster to get you out the door for a date night. Again, I'm using a brush that has a metal middle. This is going to heat it up. We're going to give lots of root and lift at the root area.
So this is sort of, Chrissy, like a blowout cheat sheet, because typically
Absolutely.
a blowout, you're doing the entire head at the salon. This,
Yes.
you're just doing the crown, which is, I like to do this method that you're doing now because girlfriend
Yes.
don't got time.
No,
Okay.
so
I don't
have so much
no,
hair.
No, I don't have the time for
You
this.
have a lot
People,
of hair.
No, I have too much hair to be going section by section, people. It's just the truth, okay? So I just take the crown. Okay, now I did a cute little braid and top knot today, but I usually just take the crown pieces and I over direct, which Christy will show you what that means in a second. So just blow drying in the opposite way that your hair is going, so that way you get this big volume and big lift, and then you just set it with some spray and then you're good to go, because like I said, I don't have the time to go.
And I mean, when you have as much hair as you do and someone's like going 1-inch
People
sections,
cannot
you're like,
do this.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
And
But
I can
Christy-
tell you, every stylist does this cheat sheet because we
okay,
do
good.
hair all day
Thank
long.
goodness.
We don't want to spend time on
I don't
our
wanna be
own.
like the only lazy person. Okay, good.
awesome.
We all
All
did
right.
it. Woo.
So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take our styling concentrator and we're gonna pop this on. This is my favorite part, right? Like, pop. It
It's
pops on
magnetic.
magnetically. It's amazing. Cool to touch. So as I change the direction of my brush, I can actually flip this through the whole service. There are times where I'll use one attachment, pop it off, and then pop on another attachment for mid-lengths and ends. Because it stays cool to touch, I can do that. It's amazing. It's made my life behind the chair fabulous.
Yeah, she just put the styling concentrator on the end. That's the one with the thinner nozzle. So it's a more concentrated nozzle. Oh, look
There you
at
go.
that. There it is.
So cute.
This show gets more fun every day. I can't deal. Okay, sorry.
All right,
could
so
do-
now what we're gonna do, because we have a side part here with Alicia, I'm gonna over direct, which means that I'm gonna take the section the opposite direction that it wants to lay. We want it to lay this way. So I'm actually going to drag it this direction when I'm blowing it dry. I'm gonna use my brush and put it right in at the root. You can see how I'm lifting it away from where it wants to lay. Now I'm going to use my brush and I'm going using the dryer with the brush so that it matches the same direction here. And once I hit it with the heat, then I'm going to go back and I'm going to hit my cool button and I'm going to hold it there for a minute. This is going to cool down that section. Just pull it all the way out on cool and then let it go, okay? Lifting my finger off of that cool button so that when I take my next section, that air is starting to heat back up again. And I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna pull it against the way I want it to go. I'm gonna get in there deep at the root.
And Christy, just because we're kind of cheat sheeting with the crown, in theory, like if you want to give like a full over blowout, should you start like from the front into the crown and then go back, or should you start backwards and then forwards?
I would probably start at the bottom so that you're
Okay.
not in the way. Because
Okay,
if I get
perfect.
the whole top of the head finished
Yeah.
and then have to do underneath, I'm gonna have to find a way to clip it strategically out of my way
Yeah.
without affecting the style that I put in.
Got it.
So start at the bottom first. This is just our cheat sheet. All right, so I have the cool button on and I'm gonna drop it. Now Alicia hates that hair in her face, I'm sure. No one
But I
loves
love
that.
that lift already,
Man.
right?
And
you
like,
can
look how
see-
that's
I
staying too, like on the side, like it's not piecing apart.
Oh, right. That's the best way to get a natural swoop. Dry it the opposite direction, and then when you bring it back over, it's just going to sweep and swing right where you want it to go.
Oh my gosh, that was
So now I'm going to move right behind, and I'm going to do the next section behind that in the same manner. And I'm going to work back through the crown.
I mean, that hair looks so good. Your husband is definitely going to take you out and take you to one of those fancy a la carte restaurants.
Well, and you
Okay.
know,
Where it's like mashed potatoes are separate, guys. They don't come with the meal, okay? One of those.
that's amazing. Darn
true.
well should. Darn well should. You know, the other thing that I think is so nice too about like when you over direct and you're creating this volume by heat and then kind of sealing in that volume by like cooling the follicle that's in there is like, this is bouncy hair that's all day. Like growing up in the South, like so many women, like we would tease our hair to get volume. But like when you blow your hair out the right way, like the volume stays and it's long lasting. What's really nice about Dyson, again, it's not overheating volume. Right. It's not volume that's been, again, will disappear because it got too hot and then deflated.
Okay, but listen, honestly, never say never to teasing. Okay.
Oh, I love a good tease.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
no.
Let's bring it back though.
Yeah.
But I will
Don't
say,
you worry.
okay.
I'm still here, Susie.
But I will say the volume that you get with our hairdryer is pretty awesome because you're not using a ton of really, really hot air.
Yeah.
It's not this dryer that is giving you like that air fryer, or like a super hot frying your hair type of hair dryer. It's not like so hot. It's not what it's designed to do. It's giving you the right amount of heat that your hair needs, and that computer system that's built in knows the heat that your hair needs, no matter what setting you have it on.
That's
Even Christy will tell
crazy.
you, even when she has it on a higher setting, as she's using it,